Well, obviously, it's a little early for doing a deep kind of analysis about the situation involving Argentinian president and his government. But we can say some things about we were talking before. Sociologically, the question is not if this person in particular is an scammer or if he's crazy or he's dumb ass. The question is how this kind of people is occupying power positions. That's the whole question here. In terms of we were talking before, so we must understand this in order to see the way in which politics today are constructing their apparatuses. If you are in a world where you can choose politicians by their merits or their capacities or their capabilities, there is no way people like Trump or Millet or even, I mean, Macron or Stolz or van der Leyen, there is no chance this kind of people occupy such power positions. No way. So what's happening? Well, there is a relationship between the world of politics and its social construction, historical construction, and the way it's intermingled with the rest of the social world, economics, culture, etc. So that's the issue we must face in order to understand what's happening here. The punctual fact it's not really relevant in order to understand the big picture, and the general development of such situations. Yeah, I mean the clear incorporation of corporative power in the government. It's a clear sign, but in the way that the corporative power, especially economic corporative power, there was always there, every time, in every place. But the question is now it's a little bit more explicit. They are physically there. I mean, Elon Musk or another kind of people, but they are there because of the kind of the reorganization that the capitalist system is experiencing right now, which is a little bit chaotic, and for that reason it's extremely dangerous. But at the same time, we cannot simply say, well, this is what will happen here with the general system. And in local positions such as the United States or Argentina, it's even more difficult. But at the same time, the trajectories, the curves are more or less clear in social terms, in terms of the evolution of the variables that build a population, and the life of the people that live in that situations. It's not that difficult in that observation scale. So we have a lot of issues to attend, but one by one. And in order to evaluate public policies, well, there are two things. One is, as I said, we must use our experience and knowledge, but at the same time, the social processes need to develop. So we must wait in order to know what will happen. I don't know if Trump is saying all the truth. It's lying as he actually does. I don't know. But I know that I must weigh what happened with these strategies of negotiations, and well, in this case, what happened in Argentina. It's too soon to say things. But well, I have no doubt this government is the general scam. But the crypto scam is just a drop in the sea of bad public policies and criminal public policies, but that's my regular position. Nothing new there. So what will happen? I don't know. Don't know it because there is no this kind of support. Yeah, we will put him in jail, and that's only words, because political practices, were of the political oligarchies, traditional political oligarchies. Here it's very contemplating of Millet and this kind of public policies and things that happens, as former President Macri said. Well, shit happens. We were doing well, but shit happens. That's the discourse. That's why the Peronist government of Fernandez and so. It's not really important because the rest of politicians, the judiciary, the fixed apparatuses of state are doing the same thing. We must contemplate always there is a fight, change intentions, and the inertia of social structures. So there is always something to calculate before to say that this will change everything. Now, impossible. Extremely unlikely. The probabilities are against revolutionary changes in short periods of time. Because people is afraid, and because history has its own logic in such terms. So, well, yeah. Well, yeah, as you point this out, looking at the coincidences that are now in the discourse of North American government, it's hard to believe there is just a coincidence, but there is the reinforcement that the idea that Argentinian experience is kind of experiment for Trump administration. But I think there are a lot of discourses that are part of some kind of ideological currency. They can use this because it's a common sense in the think tanks of right wing think tanks. So they use this information because it's kind of blocking that you can use also in social network and in the broadcasting network. So you can flood ideologically the space, so you can produce a disturbing interferences in ideological thinking for many people. So you can see this kind of recurrences. We win the election, so we can do anything we want, or they are trying to broke the whole country, so we are the saviors. All these kind of things about the functioning of government and the state. Overall, this use of state apparatuses as weapons against other state apparatuses. So you can use public policies in order to destroy a whole set of public policies. That's a very common thing nowadays. But yes, it's hard to believe that it is just a coincidence that U.S. government right now with Trump's administration it's not related with this kind of experiments in other places. But it's not only an Argentinian case. It's just, I am Argentinian, so I use these kind of examples. But you can follow this even in Europe politics, So that there is a thing you must follow if you are interested in such things. As a conclusion, we must wait. We must wait. We have our instruments for the analysis, and we must use those instruments. So take this in consideration. It's not our task to emit a communicate in order to awake people to do something. That's not the way of science. Science is slow. It's very slow. The way of science, it's filtered by politics, and it's filtered by social movements. So there is time for anything. I mean, even the insertion of Marxism in political practices, well, it took decades, a lot of time. So we must work as serenity and with seriousness, with intellectual rigor. Taking data and processing it and looking for better theory if necessary. So that's the lesson. Don't hurry. Don't rush into conclusions. Everything is wrong. Everything is evil. Everything is for bad. We don't know. There are things we don't know. What's happened with the demographic processes around the world. It's very important. Development of new technologies. It's very important. The surprising increasing of the amount of energy that is using the system. That's a worrying fact. We can measure it, and it's worrying because there is no more people using that amount of energy. It's the proper system that needs it as a structuration energy in order to work. That's a worrying thing in our perspective. So don't rush. I don't think that right now, Argentinian government will fall down. I have no fucking idea. This must be the way, for instance, that it's a kind of identitary regression for more violent forms of government, because you need to show assertivity and such kind of stupid attitudes, but that are extremely harmful for all the people. So that's the issue. That's the issue today. So okay. Let's go for our real business here, which is not investing in crypto or something. But of course, it's worrying. Such extremist positions, the increase of extremist positions. But what I'm saying is that kind of a symptom of instability of the whole system. Those are symptoms. We must take them in consideration, but we must not jump into conclusions. That's what I'm saying. We must not jump into conclusion. Well, the whole system is falling apart because such kind of critical points. We were closer to World War III with Joe Biden's administration that we are now. So, but we don't know. Perhaps in the further developments in question of months, we are facing new crises in such sense. The commercial wars around the world, but right now there are only words. In terms of, we are negotiating new terms in the relationships among the empires. Economic empires, and the situation of former empires that right now are, trying to understand what's happening. Talking about Europe, of course, and the bunch of countries around the world that are searching for a guide in order to, looking for a new alignment. So you must find out, one government is looking for a new alignment with the United States and Trump, all that kind. And the next government perhaps is looking for a new alignment with the BRICS. And jumping to the conclusion that that's a new way of a terminal crisis of capitalism, because first at all we must rethink capitalism, classes struggle. Right now it's a completely different issue. Political development, the relationship between state and markets and corporations, the corporative influence in design of public policies. It's a new thing, a new way. That's an old thing with new ways and new forms and new more deeper forms of restructuring the systems and new velocities, which is dangerous by itself. But I don't want to jump into the conclusion. Well, this is it. This is the final crisis of capitalism. That's not the point. It's not clear. Perhaps it is. Maybe, I don't know. What I'm saying is we are not politicians that we must say, yeah, we know what's happened and we know what to do. No, it's science. When we don't know, when we need more data or new theory or new research, more research, a lot of more research and discussion and debate and hypothesis and proofs, we need more work. But scientific work, no any kind of work, not just thinking. Well, we need such a proposal as yeah. She said before that's our point. Listen to her. She's a smart one. Yeah. So I'm just a speaker. I don't know what I am. Well, this is. This is yeah.